Hey guys, last time in part 1 of our adventure, we caught the ferry over to Kangaroo Island, visited the incredible Seal Bay, sandboarded down epic sand dunes, and had some surprise encounters with the locals, including koalas and echidnas. Today we're picking things up on day 2 as we head into the wild southwest of the island, starting with Flinders Chase National Park. Our first stop was the Visitor Centre, which recently reopened after being rebuilt following the 2020 bushfires. Inside you'll find fascinating displays about the island's early settlers, geological history, and more importantly, the incredible wildlife that makes this place so special. There's also a cozy little cafe here where you can grab a coffee, browse souvenirs, or pick up some locally made honey and other island produce. Prices are pretty consistent with the rest of the island, not cheap, but not outrageous either. Entry to the national park costs $12 per adult, and it's well worth it. Continuing into the park, we were reminded to drive slowly by the local traffic controllers, the Cape Barren Geese. Heading down, we reached our first lookout, and we spotted one of the most famous rock formations in Australia, Remarkable Rocks. From the car park, there's a short 15-minute, 1-kilometre walk along a newly constructed boardwalk. It is one of the most iconic sites on the island, perched on a dramatic cliffside above the Southern Ocean. Hey, hold up, wait for me. The name doesn't lie. These huge granite boulders have been shaped by over 500 million years of wind, rain, and salt spray. And the result? It honestly looks like something out of a sci-fi movie, like aliens dropped it on a cliff edge. Their orange-red colour comes from lichen growing on the surface, and depending on the light, they seem to glow. The views from up here are just as remarkable. Sheer cliffs, crashing waves on all sides. It's a spectacular sight. Not far from here is Cape de Couedic, home to a beautifully preserved lighthouse built in 1909. But the real highlight of this area? The wild coastline, jagged, windy, and completely raw. And below the cliffs, a colony of New Zealand fur seals call this place home. And if you're lucky, you'll spot them sunbaking on the rocks or splashing around the surf. The path along the cliff eventually leads to one of Kangaroo Island's most photographed natural landmarks, Admirals Arch. This stunning rock bridge was formed by thousands of years of erosion from the ocean below, and the viewing platform here lets you get up close without disturbing the wildlife, and you'll likely see even more fur seals lounging beneath the arch, especially during the cooler months. After all that exploring, it was time to stop for lunch. But oh no, we've had a bit of a situation. Early in the day I microwaved some food and in a moment of brilliance sealed the container airtight. By the time we opened the esky it looked like it had imploded. And after 10 minutes of trying everything, we had to admit defeat and stab a hole in the top. The container was beyond saving. Rest in peace.
Can lose one container.
We were parked at the Flinders Chase Campground, which had recently been upgraded. The facilities here looked great. Clean toilets, hot showers, well-marked sites. So if you're planning to camp in the park, this is a really solid spot. From there we hit the trail again, this time on the Platypus Waterholes Walk. It's a 4.5 kilometre return trail through open bushland. But it's not just about the platypus. This area was once home to megafauna millions of years ago, and fossils of ancient wombat-like creatures have actually been found here. After about an hour, we reached the Platypus Waterholes, shallow pools that dot the creek bed. Platypus were introduced to Kangaroo Island back in the 1920s when they feared they might go extinct on the mainland. they have managed to survive here in small numbers ever since. Unfortunately, it was the middle of the day and water levels were pretty low this time of year, so our chances of spotting one was slim. Still, we scanned for ripples, bubbles, or even the burrows that might be in the bank there. Instead of platypus, we were greeted by a few Tamar wallabies, quietly munching away in the afternoon sun. A pretty good consolation prize if you ask me. These guys are mostly nocturnal, so it's a treat to see them out in the day. They're incredibly shy and well camouflaged in the bush, often hiding in deep vegetation. From one of the lookouts, we could see how far the 2020 bushfires had spread. A massive part of the landscape was burned, but nature is clearly bouncing back. Green regrowth has pushed through. The resilience of this place is incredible. On our way back, we were joined by an unexpected tour guide. Yep, it was one of those Cape Barren Geese again, and he decided to lead the way, walking the track right ahead of us, like he was giving us a guided tour. He stuck with it for almost 5 minutes. Yep, not this spot. Ah, we're there. Finally made it to the clearing he was looking for. See you, buddy.
Back to there.
So next morning, we're on a mission to find what might just be the biggest scone in the country. Just outside Emu Bay is the Emu Bay Lavender Farm. While those famous lavender fields weren't in bloom during our visit, in the right season this place bursts into a purple, like this photo. Even though in the off season it was still worth the trip. The on-site cafe and shop sell a range of handcrafted local products, including this soap specially made for a certain part of the body. Very specific, but unique. But let's talk about what this place is really known for, the giant lavender scone. We're talking about a burger-sized scone, served with a big scoop of cream, strawberry jam, and their signature lavender jelly. Definitely a good one to share. Tackle this solo at your own risk. After that indulgent start to the day, we headed to the island's biggest town, Kingscote. First stop, Island Beehive, home to the famous Kangaroo Island honey. Inside there's a viewing hive where you can actually watch the bees at work. Keep an eye out for that queen. Outside, they run guided beekeeping experiences if you want to get that hands-on feel. Deciding that wasn't for us today, we moved on to the shop where they had their own honey selections and other bee-themed souvenirs, which is worth browsing through. From there, we had a quick wander through Kingscote, past its historic pubs and out onto the Kingscote Jetty, which is a popular local fishing spot. Reaching mid-afternoon, we were ready for a drink, and there's no better place than Kangaroo Island Brewery. Just 5 minutes from town, it's set amongst wide open farmland, and it's a relaxing place to enjoy a paddle of beers with a view.
Alright, so it's the Pale Coastal Amber IPA.
They also serve burgers and wood-fire pizzas if you want to make a day of it. From the brews to the beach, we headed to Stokes Bay, named Australia's best beach in 2023. From the car park, you actually need to take a secret tunnel to the beach on the other side. Best to access this during low tide, you'll find the secret entrance just around the huge boulders on the end of the beach. You'll know you're heading the right way when you see the sign. You'll then need to follow a short path through the huge boulders and then squeeze through a narrow rock tunnel. And then you arrive. at a pristine, protected beach with beautiful calm waters, golden sand and dramatic cliffs. A protected beach out of the wind, in the sun, it's a hidden paradise. On our final morning before heading back to the mainland, we had one last foodie stop in Penneshaw. This time at the Fat Beagle, which is just across the road from the Millie Mays Cafe, which we tried last time out. We ordered the spicy Mexican beef burger, which came with nachos inside, and also an enormous vanilla slice. And as a big vanilla slice fan, I've got to say this one scored well. Smooth custard, light pastry, and a nostalgic coconut icing on top. A solid 4 stars from me. And definitely my pick between the two Penneshaw cafes. So, why do people love Kangaroo Island so much? Even though it's called Kangaroo Island, it's not just about the kangaroos. Sorry guys, everywhere you go, you'll see how this place lives by the idea of coexisting with wildlife. It feels like a hidden corner of Australia, untouched, raw and incredibly real. You'll see sea lions napping on the beach and koalas chilling in the trees and endless stretches of dramatic coastlines. Whether you're into hiking, tasting local food, or just want to slow down and unplug for a while, Kangaroo Island has something for every kind of traveller. It's not the easiest place to get to, but maybe that's what makes it so special. Thanks for watching guys, we hope to see you again in the next one.